Hey everybody, I'm Carrie Sheffield with OpportunityLives.com, and we are here with Maureen Sherry. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Carrie.
She is an author and a woman who works in finance, and we are going to learn a lot about her in terms of juggling women and work. So you're an author. Let's talk about that first. So you have a book out. It's called
Opening Bell.
Yes.
Opening Bell is it's a novel based on my own experience working on Wall Street.
Yes, and that's B-E-L-L-E.
That's right.
Bell.
That's right.
The Belle of Wall Street.
Right. Well, the main character in the story, her name's Isabel, known as Belle, and so it's a little play on words, but yeah.
Yes.
And it came out in February, and it takes in a lot of the issues of a woman working in a predominantly male world.
And so what sort of issues do you unpack?
So there's a lot. So things like, the whole topic of income and income inequality in the same position, harassment in the workplace, juggling raising children, being the primary breadwinner, the stay-at-home dad, and the issues that arise for him.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot to unpack and lots of issues. So what's been the response?
Mostly very good. I sort of, before the book was published, I had an op-ed piece that was in the New York Times where I discussed some of the issues that were going to be in the book, such as the use of arbitration in business and Wall Street. And I got an unbelievable response, not just from women who work in the financial area, but women from all aspects, from engineers, medical school students, and really run the gamut, and wanting to tell their stories.
Why do you think Wall Street gets such a bad rap, and what inspired you to write the book?
Well, some of the bad rap was highly deserved. Okay, let's not even get into the mortgage crisis. I actually started the book during the mortgage crisis. It's placed at the mortgage crisis because it describes what happened in, I feel, a very user-friendly way. Why did I want to do that? I feel like so many Americans didn't truly understand what went on, and frankly, are not going to sit down and read some huge big book that gets into the real nitty-gritty there.
Do you feel that people, especially young women, understand finance and capitalism generally?
The financial illiteracy in this country, I think, is almost shocking, and so that's something I wish we would address at a much younger age. I'm involved in charter schools, and so I tutor at one, and sometimes we'll get into something called like the Wall Street game, or just get into very basic facts about money and saving, and I find kids incredibly receptive and wanting to know more, and it is kind of a shame that we don't really address this unless you're a student of economics or something. You don't
Yes.
really get into this stuff unless it's either modeled for you in your own family, which for many Americans it is not, or it's something that you've chosen to study. One thing that some highly profitable financial firms have done, which I'm a huge fan of, is have a social, a dashboard or something on their website where they're basically held accountable for, are you creating jobs, or are you just deleting jobs? Are you creating goods and profitability in the world that is shared somehow, or is it some sort of selfish entity? And so I do think that by having more social dashboards with both corporate America and financial firms, that anyone can go in and kind of check out what you're really doing is good, and it will put pressure on companies that have been either seen as greedy or job deleters to not be that way.
Sure. And so your book, Opening Bell, it's been optioned or signed with Reese Witherspoon, the superstar actress. What do you hope to see from this film?
One thing that I love that Reese and her business partner Bruna Papandrea are doing is they're taking you in through their movies. They're taking you into the lives of women who are perhaps flawed, but also are leading kind of interesting lives and really doing something meaningful. And so you saw this when she did this with Wild, and my hope is that is also what happens here. And I think her interest in playing the part was because she said there hasn't been a Wall Street movie that featured a woman since Working Girl. That was 30 years ago.
I love that movie so much. She was amazing.
Yeah. and because it is interesting, and you know, right now the message a lot of young American women are getting is to stay away from the financial industry.
Yep.
And so my hope is that she shows you what it's like, shows you how there perhaps is some change going on, and that it is a great opportunity. And how will we ever get real change unless more women are attracted to the industry and are working at a senior position in the industry?
Well, she did it for the legal industry. We'll see if she can do it for finance.
I hope so. I hope so.
Great. All right. Well, Maureen, Sherry, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Gary.